When I was 8, I was diagnosed with both Crohn's disease and arthritis, which are two chronic illnesses, meaning they're incurable, so you have them for life. They're painful, they sap your energy, but they also, come in waves, like a lot of chronic illnesses. So there's times when you feel okay, pretty good, other times when you feel lousy, and then there's a whole bunch of time in between where you're not quite sure what you're gonna get.
And I quickly found out that almost half of my staff had some sort of invisible disability. And as a result, we got into some really good discussions about how we could improve their performance. We more than doubled our productivity, and the quality of the work was tremendous. And in fact, you can probably see I've got some awards behind me here. And the reason I have them isn't, because I'm egotistical, but they remind me of what people with invisible disabilities can accomplish. So when people ask me what resilience is, it's basically the ability to bounce back. So, Mr. Happy is basically a stress ball. And you can put him under a lot of stress. You can squeeze him, you can twist him, you can do all sorts of stuff with him. But as soon as the pressure's off, what happens? If we take this approach, if we take an open approach and we're, a little bit innovative and creative in our accommodations, we can create a workplace where people with invisible disabilities absolutely thrive. We can only manage a problem if we're aware of it. And as I mentioned in my original story, a lot of times managers, supervisors are just not aware of the reason why their employees may be having these performance challenges if they're health related. So that's one way where the invisible part of invisible illness really holds us back. You just have to do one thing right off the bat, is just acknowledge the situation that person is in. By acknowledging what somebody may be feeling, by acknowledging this isn't business as usual for them, you're seeing them. You're turning them from being invisible to being visible.